What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another stream, another episode of Hatch's Kitchen. Man, I don't know about you guys, but it's been a week. It has been a week, but we are in the kitchen. We are making some good food. So today we are going to be making homemade salsa. And I mean, this is something that I picked up, like a couple years ago. It's like a staple that I always do. It's a super healthy snack. Chips and salsa, and especially when it's homemade, you know exactly what's going in it. So let's get going. Let's get going. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is get onions and garlic chopped up so that we can roast our vegetables for this salsa. So for the salsa, we don't really need to dice things up small or anything like that because we're gonna throw it in the food processor at the end of it to make combine everything. So we're just gonna cut it into thirds, each side into thirds. You're gonna get about 6 pieces. Well, you're gonna get 6 pieces. And what I'm doing is just putting it on a tray. For this other side. Do this one first, actually. Get the onions going. Get some garlic. What I'm gonna do right now, while we're getting all of these things ready, I'm going to turn the oven on broil so that we can broil all of these things. So put it on high. That's a good height. Make sure that your rack is about 3/4 of the way up. You don't want to scorch the top, but you still want it to cook. So you want it high, but not too high. All right. But yeah, no, this is something that I just decided to do. When you're in the kitchen and you're like, okay, I see somebody making that. I feel like I can make it too. I was seeing a whole bunch of people on Instagram make salsas, and I was like, it's so simple. I know a lot of times with recipes, you can be a little hesitant to try something new just because it's outside of your comfort zone, but that's how you get better, You push yourself in any aspect, really. As long as you're pushing yourself, you're growing. So this is one of the many benefits of growing, especially when you're in the kitchen. You just get to eat everything. So I know that was a way when I did empanadas. Somebody had made empanadas for me one time, and I was like, I think I can do this myself. Did it. Turned out great. May have to run it back. It's it's a long process, but it's worth it. It's really worth it. You know what? Let's switch you guys to this view. See, this is what I was talking about. Updates to the stream. We got some different views going on now. But yeah. Peeling garlic can be annoying. I don't like to crush it because I like to leave. Well, for this one, you really can't crush it because you're gonna roast it. But in peeling garlic in general, I don't like smashing it. For the most part, I'd rather take the time to do this to get cleaner cuts if I was gonna dice it up or even mince it. But yeah. Smashing is really good if you're trying to create a little paste. Smash it, cut it up, smash it, cut it up, take a bunch of passes to it. You know what? I think I might have a little series of garlic. Roasting garlic, confiting garlic, all the different types of ways to prepare garlic Garlic is like one of my favorite things to cook with. Also super healthy. Alright, I'm gonna clean up this garlic a little bit. A little bit of pepper. I like to cut these ends off just because I don't like looking at them. I try to get my food as like perfect as possible at every step, and it's annoying when I'm cooking for people because everybody's trying to eat and I'm trying to be a perfectionist. But you taste the love though. The love comes with the time that you spend cooking that dish for your people. Clear this out the way. Easy cleanup. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is break down these tomatoes. And I've already washed all of these veggies. I've soaked them and everything like that. So you ain't gotta come for me. I've already taken the necessary precautions. You gotta wash your fruit though. It was crazy. Like typically I'll just, dump the water out after the veggie soak or the fruit soak and stuff like that. But this time I looked at the water and that water was murky. I was like, I'm glad that I washed my veggies. I'm trying to think of a time, like when you're younger, you don't really pay attention to things. I was like, I wonder how much dirt and stuff I've eaten. But yeah. When you know better, you do better. Okay. So we're gonna take these tomatoes and line them up as well. Throw that away. And then this may look like a jalapeno, but this is a big serrano. I use serranos in my salsa. I feel like they give like the appropriate amount of heat that I'm looking for. But yeah, just be careful with these peppers, especially when you're touching them. You may want to wash your hands after, which is what I'll do right now. Just because if I touch my eye or anything like that, it's a rat. It's a rat. I can smell it. Just smell the spice. Take this away. Alright. So what we're going to do now is we're going to drizzle some olive oil on our veggies, and then we're going to roast it. We're going to do some olive oil, some salt. Salt. And then I'm going to take a little bit of cumin and like do a nice little dusting of it. You don't want too much, just because you can switch that around whenever you're tasting and getting your salsa just how you like it. All right, so right now we're gonna take our veggies, we're gonna put it in the oven on the broiler, and we're gonna set up All right, so I'm gonna take out the food processor. I love my food processor. I can do so many things with it. I'm glad you guys like the new view. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Okay. So once we take our veggies out, we're going to need some cilantro. We're gonna need some lime juice. And then we're gonna salt it and do everything like that to taste. Okay. Put this back up here. My cilantro, take a couple sprigs. Bro, I swear, whenever they give you cilantro, it's like they give you a whole bush sometimes. And then it's either like a big old bush or like a little skimp. But I was happy when I went to the to the store and found that they were actually not being like Chipotle. But yeah, no, I don't really go to Chipotle anymore like that though. But all people do. We got Chipotle at home, right, Chad? Alright, what I'm gonna do is move this stuff out the way. So I'm gonna take our stems, I'm gonna wash off the cilantro leaves. And then what I like to do is, it may be a little tedious, but I feel like it helps with the mouthfeel of the salsa. I take the leaves off and put them to the side just because I don't like biting into stems a lot, especially when it comes to salsa. I do this for my cilantro lime rice. I do it for things like that too. I never keep the stems with cilantro. Unless the recipe calls for it, but I haven't run into anything like that. But even if the recipe calls for it, recipes are guidelines, right? So just like this, if you guys like jalapenos and you don't want to do serranos or your spice tolerance isn't that high and you want to drop down to a milder pepper, perfectly fine. You make your recipe your own. You're eating it, right? So there you go. Go back to the other view if y'all want. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing a couple different series on the stream, just to have like a common theme to give you guys a variety of different things. I know football season's coming up. So, you know, might bring out some recipes. So if you guys are hosting a Sunday football or even a Thursday night like tonight, you guys hosting a party or something like that, got some recipes for you guys. So just be on the lookout. Yeah. The first time I made this salsa, I had to like tinker with it. I made it a couple different ways. Like I made it without roasting the veggies. I made it with different ingredients and things like that. And no way am I saying that what I'm doing is traditional. I don't have those roots in my family, in my lineage, right? So This is all off it taste, but I promise you it tastes good. I actually made it for like a house full of people, and they attacked it. So I stand by my recipes. I wouldn't give you guys anything I don't stand behind anyway, so you ain't never got to worry about that. Okay. Take these stems, toss them, and we don't even need to cut these because we're putting it in the food processor. This is a super simple meal. I mean, a simple dish to make. You can make this alongside like an actual big dinner. I think I did a fajita night with my family a couple weeks ago. I busted down this salsa while I was doing everything else. So, but all good things deserve their time. All right, so we got the cilantro plucked from the stems, and then we're gonna take some limes. Get some juice. Man, I tell you, look at these limes. Like they were like perfect limes. The store was just showing out, and yes, I watched those as well. The store was just showing out. Oh no! Oh no! Okay. No juicer. We're just gonna do it by hand. Look, what were you saying? Hurt nobody? Alright, put a little elbow. Roll your limes, right? So you roll limes to, there's a bunch of little pockets in limes, right? So you roll your limes to get more juice out of it. I'm sure you guys know that. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hatcher's Kitchen. We don't need too many limes. So I'll just cut this out like this. Check veggies, see how they're going. Oh yeah. See? We got some good color going on these veggies. See, they're starting to get a little brown with the broiler, so we may just want to flip them over. They're getting that direct heat, right? And in no way is doing all of this without a fork or something like that the best course of action to do, but I can touch very hot things with my hand, so put those back in the oven and get back going on this stuff. But yeah, so this is what we got. Okay, so this part is the part where you have to exercise patience, right? So normally if I was cooking a meal, I'd probably be, step into the other task at hand. But right now, because this is all we're doing tonight, we just get some one-on-one time, some personal time in Hatcher's Kitchen, right? But I love cooking, man. I think I found some ways where like I've limited myself, and I'm about to like break down those barriers, and then Hatcher's Kitchen is just gonna go up another notch. So we're actively working, we're getting better, and like even the watch this, even the Be Right Back screen, different, right? We're elevating, we're learning, we're getting better. That's what life is about. That's what cooking is about. That's what we do in Hatcher's Kitchen. We want to be better. We want to be better people. You know what I'm saying? So be better every day. Do I need anything else for this? All my recipes are in my head. I think I might just make a cookbook. Let me know if y'all want that cookbook. But yeah. Whew. Today is Thursday. Wow, we actually have football on tonight. I'll have to turn on the game. I heard Shador's playing tomorrow, Friday. Season opener. Well, not season opener, but first game that they're playing. That's gonna be a good game to watch. Whew. This week has been a long week. Can't wait to get through it. Looking good. Yeah. So when you roast these, it activates. It caramelizes the veggies, makes things a little bit more sweet, especially with the onions. You don't really want harsh, potent onions in your sauce. That's gonna overpower it. You may want to play around with the ratios of what you're putting in your salsa too. At one point, I was using a lot of onions in my salsa just because I like the consistency of it. I've actually taken it back a little bit just because I wanted a little bit more tomato flavor, tomato forward flavor. And I use Roma tomatoes for this recipe. So these are Roma tomatoes, cilantro so far, garlic, and serrano peppers. And then once we're gonna put it in the food processor, we're gonna dump everything in there, all the juices from the veggies and things like that. That's gonna go into it. The oil that we put on there, that's gonna go in there as well. It's basically infused oil now. Then we're gonna add in our acid, our lime juice, and then we're gonna put the cilantro in at the end. That's fine. We're gonna put the cilantro in at the end because we don't want to abuse the cilantro too much, just because it's it's a leaf, right? So the more you mess with it, the more bruised it gets, and you want to try to keep it intact as much as possible. Yeah. So let's see. I'm thinking maybe a wing series. Would you guys want to see a wing series? Different flavors, different ways to prepare it, different ways to prep it. We could do that. That's what I'm thinking. Some other dishes. I've been thinking about a lot of different dishes to bring to you guys. But, as we're getting things worked out, situated, we're maturing, the episodes will get longer. They'll get a little bit more in depth. As the holidays roll around, we'll probably roll out some dishes. I know my family likes when I make an apple pie. I think I might take it up a notch and not cut some corners and do the whole thing on Hatch's Kitchen. I really started to bake a little bit more just because I like baked goods, but I don't have the biggest sweet tooth, so that's not anything I really grew up doing. But I love cinnamon rolls. And one of my really close friends, she would always make cinnamon rolls for her family. And I'm like, sis, send me the recipe, please. She's like, I can't give you the family recipe, but I can give you something close. And I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I took that. Like I said, recipes are guidelines. Now I got my cinnamon rolls. I'm just saying, we got a lot of things that we're going to get into in Hatch's Kitchen. This is just the surface. So you guys are here for the ride early, and I appreciate it. So let's check on these veggies. You know what? I think that we're good to go. We don't want things to get too far gone. Alright, cool. Turn this oven off. Let's take our veggies. Alright, so we got everything. Maybe I should be responsible right now because I know these juices are hot. So I'm going to take tomatoes, put them in. Typically I just slide it in, but I'm trying to be on my best behavior in front of y'all. Those onions are nice and tender now. Take the juices, pan, put them in. You know what? I think I might get this extra. We'll probably have a little bit more. Scrape everything down. Just start to come down. Good stuff. And now it's time to get loud. We're gonna crank it up a notch. Let's go a little closer. Is this high enough for you guys? I don't know, probably not. Alright, we'll stay high. So we got this for. Alright, cool. So we're gonna take this right now. I'm gonna combine these a little bit, and then I'll start adding some things in, and then we're gonna start seasoning to taste, and then we're gonna end up with some delicious salsa. So we're gonna put this top on, turn the processor on, and start combining the ingredients. Okay, so we got like a nice first pass to where we can start. I know I'm gonna need some lime juice in there, so I'm just gonna start adding some right now. I'm gonna do a lime at a time, but really after this one I'll start adding it in by halves. Just because you don't want it to be too acidic, because you don't want the lime to overpower the salsa. It's supposed to add some nice brightness to it. I mean, you have the tomatoes for the acidity, but the lime definitely helps bring everything together. Gives you that taste you're looking for. And then now I'll combine some of the cilantro in there. And then we're gonna put the top back on. So my guess for this, I'm definitely gonna need some more salt. I think I might need another half, and then I'll probably want to add a little bit more cumin in there. Cumin. There you go. All right, so let's see. Nice consistency so far. Some more salt. Add a little bit more cumin. And then we did need some more lime too, so we'll put that in. Do that half, and then see where it lands us. Buffalo wings, I got you. I will give you guys some buffalo wings. It's kind of money. Let me think a second. I could leave it here, but I feel like there's like a little bit more. You know what? Let's take this lime, cut it in half. A A little bit more lime juice. And also a subtle dash more of the salt. Because with the tortilla chips, it's gonna add salt too, so you don't need to make the salsa too salty. But you also don't want to have, you know, like a chip where there's no salt on it and you're just lacking flavor. We get those sometimes, but we try to. Hopefully the final taste. Oh yeah, that's money. That's it. All right, so what we have here is, move this out the way. We have some fresh homemade salsa. And then we have some great tortilla chips. And mind you, I'm a snob when it comes to my food. So I have tried all the chips, all the brands, and this is what I've landed on. But yes, this is my Hatch's Kitchen homemade salsa. And it has that nice little bit of spice to it. Look, garnish never hurt nobody. Right? So now look, salsa and some chips. Now let's taste it. My favorite part. This is better than popcorn. I like watching movies. I would actually, you know what? Some movie theater popcorn. At home, you can't get movie theater popcorn at home unless you go get the movie. You might as well just make some salsa and watch a movie. Man, I'll tell you one thing. This is probably gonna, I won't be too greedy, but I'm gonna make a dent in this tonight. But I hope you guys make this at home. Let me know how it works out for you guys. If you guys have any questions, you guys can hit me up on Instagram, DM me. Somebody hit me up last episode about a juicer. I appreciate the engagement. Keep the questions coming. Hey, it's Friday Junior. I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe. And I'll see you next time in Hatch's Kitchen. All right.